going to keep this quick because it's really hot in the car. I got my Zarafas. I don't always get it on a Friday, but I'm struggling a little bit this morning, and I'm on a special Friday morning duty, which means that I don't actually get Friday morning tea today. So I'm going to need this to get me through my maths lesson. So let's get to it, and I'm actually going to try and film my lesson today as sort of a self-reflection tool. I might put some of that on today's video as well, just so you can see a little bit of my teaching style. We'll see how we go, if I can get it filmed or not. Alright, let's hop to it. Alright, so I'm back home again, and I didn't actually get to film any of my lesson, which is probably a good thing, because my students were a little bit off their tree today. So none of the lesson, we didn't get a lot done. Let's just put it that way. I spent most of my time during that lesson trying to settle them down, and like in terms of how many questions we got done today, we maybe got through 3 or 4 sketching linear graphs, and that's not really that great for a 55-minute lesson. So it's very hit and miss with that class. Some days they are so good and we smash through so much stuff, but then other days like today, they're just, I don't know, full of nonsense. So that was a little bit disappointing, and so I didn't actually film that lesson because it just didn't seem worth it. They were pretty hectic straight off the bat, to be honest. I hadn't even reached my classroom and they were calling out to me and being silly, so I kind of knew that it was not going to be a very productive lesson. However, on a good note, I am very excited because I requested an app to be put on all the kids' iPads last night, and I didn't actually expect it to be done before next week, if at all. And I walked into class and the kids were like, "Hey miss, what's this app?" And it was the app that I requested. So that I'm pretty excited about, because that was really quick. Obviously the IT department see a great deal of value in that app, and it's free. So if it's free, generally they're pretty happy to give it to us. And that app is called Flipgrid. And if you haven't heard of Flipgrid, what it is it's like a, you can use it as a formative assessment tool. So you can set a video and a question for all the kids and send them a link, and then they have to then go to Flipgrid and put in a password that you set, and then they have to film their response to your question. They only have a minute 30 to respond, like a minute 30, that's how long the video is, or you can set it to 60 seconds if you only want a short response, you want them to be concise. And then they can refilm it if they're not happy with it or whatever, and then they submit, and then it comes to you as the teacher and you can moderate it, and then you've got a video of their formative assessment or their self-evaluation or whatever it is, whatever responses that you've asked for. And I just thought it was a brilliant formative assessment tool or a self-evaluation tool, and they tend to be a bit more honest on it than if you just do a Google form and they've got to type it. If they have to type it, they're not interested really in doing it, whereas this, they're the selfie generation. So for them, filming themselves, they're comfortable doing that, and they're actually more honest and you get more out of them that way. So I'm very excited for that. So I'm hoping that by Monday I will have a whole lot of responses, and I'm just so excited about it. Like, I'm so stoked. I'll let you know how that goes. Anyway, so I'm home now, obviously, as you can see. And so I've got a whole lot of things to do. I've got to hang a wash. I've got to, I want to sweep and mop the floors. I want to vacuum. I need to remake all the beds. And I've got to do all this before I go and pick the kids up. So I'm going to get to it. Let's go. Oh my goodness, it is really hot. It's overcast outside, but man, it is humid as anything. It is so hot. It is like too hot for cleaning. I probably should have just closed the house up and put the aircon on instead of opening all the windows because it's crazy hot. I've pretty much done everything that I really wanted to do cleaning wise. I've got to the point now where most of the cleaning is just maintenance, so it doesn't take me a huge amount of time anymore. So for example, the kitchen gets cleaned and wiped down and the dishwasher packed before I leave for school in the mornings. On a Friday I'll put a wash on and strip the beds before I go to school, and then when I get home it's ready for me to hang that wash. Although looking outside, I have a feeling I'm going to have to pull that wash in early and put it in the dryer, which is going to be a pain because it's already stinking hot inside and the dryer is just going to make my house even hotter. I prefer not to do that. If it wasn't sheets, I'd just hang them on a drying rack inside, but when it's, you know, queen size bed sheets and whatever, there's nowhere to hang them inside, so they have to go in the dryer. Hopefully I can get away with it, but it looks like I'm gonna have to pull them off early. Sweating. It's about 30 plus degrees Celsius outside and inside at the moment. So yeah, it's pretty hot and pretty humid. It's like, it's hot. So I've actually got a fair while before my kids get, you know, finish school and I got to go pick them up. So what I would normally do then is I used to get to school early and wait in the car and just read a book or play on my phone or whatever, but I've been finding that that's a waste of my time. I end up spending half an hour to 45 minutes just sitting around doing nothing, and that's it's a waste of time. So what I do now is I actually leave after my kids have finished school. They wait for me. They're pretty good at waiting. There's no worries at all. There's always staff around, so I'm not so fussed about leaving them until about 3:30. They finish at 3:15, so they only have to wait 15 minutes. I mean, heck, I remember waiting an hour or two for my parents after school sometimes, and that's just what you did. So things that I'll probably do for the rest of the time before I got to pick them up is I'll probably do some schoolwork. I'll check Flipgrid, see if any of my students have actually done any response videos. I will probably be editing this video because after this I'm not actually going to film for the rest of the day, because it's pretty much what my Fridays are like, and I think you get the gist. So, you know, kids come home, they make their lunches, we just chill out, we go for a swim, especially today because it's hot. I make dinner, and often we'll watch a movie as a family, or, you know, watch some TV as a family before the kids go to bed, and then Daniel and I will either watch a movie, or he'll watch one of his shows and I'll muck around on the computer and watch some YouTube, or, you know, I'll keep cleaning. I've got to remake the beds, obviously, or I'll read a book, or I'll paint, or I'll do whatever I feel like doing. Often that means on a non-Friday I'll do my devotions in that time, because I don't have mornings to myself except for a Friday. So there's loads of things that we do, but I just don't think you want to see it all. You've probably seen enough anyway. So leave me a thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and leave me some love in the comments. If there's anything in particular that you want to see, videos on how I do my makeup, perhaps like a tutorial on how I do my daily makeup, or what cleaning products I use, product reviews on the products that I've got, or if you want maybe to show you how to use Flipgrid, or explain everything, or any of those particular things for school, whatever you want to see, write it in the comments below and I will endeavour to get that video done for you. Anyway, I'm going to go now, so I'll see you on the flip side. Bye!